Smooth 98.1. It is gone past 6:30, and this is Business Express as Rotus comes in for 15 minutes to bring us the big business stories. Good morning, Rotus. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Shokwe. Good to be with you. Good to be with all our listeners, view on YouTube today.
Yep. So make sure you find us. We are Smooth 981 FM Lagos up on YouTube. And you can also send WhatsApp messages into 0809 4440981. Leave a comment up on our live stream on YouTube and use Twitter as well. Find at Rotanquote and find at Smooth 981 FM to get your messages in using the hashtag Business Express 981. Okay, so Rotus. This feels like such a Lagos problem, right? What we're going to talk about now, which is the Okadas. We saw what happened last week, at the end of last week on Friday, with the big clash in Lekki and the burning over 100 naira. So, what exactly is the state government thinking of doing now?
Yeah, so I was driving on, I think in the evening after I finished Business Hub yesterday. And again, Business Hub, we talk about SMEs and so on the drive time belt, 5:15 p.m. every Tuesday. On my way back, I see a bunch of Okadas just flying on the bridge, and there was traffic. I also see people running. Wondering what's going on. They were saying police, and so on. So apparently, Lagos State is clamping down on Okadas as a result of what happened with that tragic incident with that young man that was burned to death over, apparently it was over 100 naira change,
Rotus,
right?
It was over 100 naira. 100
right.
naira is what lost a man his life and sent
right.
people to hospital.
Right. So let's look at why that man was killed. That man was killed because of inflation. Inflation led to what we saw on that tragic incident. Let me explain.
Okay.
Why do passengers for buses and Okadas fight over change? Why? It is a dispute that is caused by both parties feeling that they have a right to that change. The passenger says, "Give me my change." The bus rider or the Okada rider says, "No, you're not entitled to any change." And all of a sudden a fight. That is my own logical theory. Give me my change. I'm not going to give it to you. The conductor on a bus or the Okada rider holds on to the change because the increase in costs is eating into his profit margins and he's not willing to give over that change. Also, costs are rising. I said this on the marketplace on Monday. The increase in prices, it means that what you used to pay for a ride is no longer, last year, does not apply this year. And so profit margins are going down. Okada riders and bus riders do not want to hand over change anymore. They want to hold on to as well. In fact, they should just basically just say that costs have increased. So the distance they cover, they are charging more. Passengers are not properly filtering this in, and they think that the same amount they pay entitles them to change. And the riders are saying, the transport people are saying, no, it's gone up. You don't, that's why, I don't know, maybe something else happened. But the overarching theme here is that if you are fighting over change, it is because your purchasing power is being eroded and you're trying to save as much as you can, and you're also increasing costs. Unfortunately, that is not being communicated properly with passengers. We see these fights all the time over change. Inflation is causing a fight between Joe Biden and Jeff Bezos, the strongest, the most powerful citizen in the world, and the second richest man. They've been in a fight over inflation. Biden said, in order to bring down inflation, we need to raise taxes. Bezos replied the tweet and said, this is incorrect, this is disinformation. The White House deputy press secretary now replied and attacked Bezos. Bezos came back and attacked the White House. They've been going back and forth. Inflation, yeah.
Hold on, I've got this message from Henry Emmanuel that I want you to respond to, right? Up on WhatsApp, Henry Emmanuel has sent in a message. He says, Rotus, this inflation explanation is a massive, massive stretch. What would you say to that?
It is not a stretch. You need to improve the purchasing power of your citizens. Why do people fight over money? People fight over money because they don't have that much of it. They don't have that much of it because it buys less. It buys less because inflation is rising. If you are able to increase and better the purchasing power of your citizens, you will see less disputes over money. Why do married couples fight over money? Because there's less of the money to go around the household. Why do employees and employers fight over salaries? Because salaries are delayed, because salaries are not paid, because wages are not rising. Everywhere you go, inflation is the biggest enemy of mankind. It literally eats at your soul. So there is less, there are no jobs as well. Lagos banned ride-hailing companies in Lagos. They banned Okada, they banned Max, they banned the other one, I can't remember the name of the other company, saying it was crime. They said it was crime. These companies, all their drivers are on a database. When you place an order to ride somewhere, the driver's name comes up, his phone number comes up, the ride is tracked, you know where they're going. Job providers, they claimed that it was going to end crime. Has crime reduced? They banned on so many areas. Okadas are still here. This new exercise is just a knee-jerk reaction. It will not change anything. There's an election coming up for the governor. This is not going to change until you provide jobs and you improve the living standards of people in this country. What you saw on Friday tragically will continue. Nobody should be shocked that a policeman shoots somebody over 50 naira or 100 naira. Nobody should be shocked that a fight is breaking out over 200 naira. The purchasing power is being eroded. That is why people are so desperate and are fighting over money.
Oh, Rotus, your viewpoint right now, or your explanation, is really polarizing, actually. Let me read some of the messages that have come in. So in line with what Henry Emmanuel said, Dapalal came in and said, it's kind of shocking that you will say inflation is the reason a criminal act was committed. He says, please don't say that again, please. Whilst Ogene Chuko says, a certain Okada rider told me that it is major cost is what we refer to as black taxes. Oh, that a major cost is what we refer to as black taxes. That's Agbero money. Whilst Frank says, Rotus, what you explained is robbery and not inflation. But on the other side of things, Wale says, good point. And it's not like there's an increase in salary. So inflation is eating up on the little that people earn, a source of concern as it leads to conflict, insecurities, and robbery. Whilst Taye says, Rotus, actually, they agree on the fare before getting on the bus or the bike.
Okay, if you agree on the fare, then why are you fighting over 100 naira? Again, I'm just going by what occurred on that particular day. We see these fights on buses almost every other day. The fact of the matter is, if you look, listen, Lai Mohammed, I think I sent, there's another story where Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information and Culture, is calling on Facebook to reduce the activities of IPOB on their social media platforms because they are spreading violence. That's all well and good. There's a big, Elon Musk is trying to buy Twitter and Elon Musk wants free speech. I don't know, somebody needs to ask Elon Musk if he would allow IPOB free speech on Twitter, right? The Buffalo, New York shooting, the racist terrorist act that we heard about last Friday was because the shooter had a manifesto which he got from a site called 4chan. 4chan is a cesspool of hatred where people can say whatever they want, right? So this is the thing. I agree with the federal government. They should be talking to Facebook. Facebook should ban IPOB activities. But what is the federal government of Nigeria doing to increase job opportunities in the southeast, to increase job opportunities in the southeast, increase youth participation in productive activities, to reduce the incentive of IPOB to gain popularity? You're just chasing a symptom by going on social media and shutting down an avenue through which, so it's all linked. Yeah, I mean, it is all linked. The number one cause of issues that we're facing in this country is jobs. If you do not provide jobs, if you look, we ban everything. Okadas are crime, ban. FX is not available, ban 42 items. Smuggling in Nigeria, close the borders, ban access to other markets. Ban. That is all we ever do. It never works, Shokwe. The root cause. Look, you came to work this morning. I came to work this morning. Harry, Emmanuel, everybody that's sending messages, they're all heading to work or heading to do some productive activity or not. None of us are incentivized to engage in activities that are criminal because we have productive productive activities that are paid for with salaries that keep us focused. So until the governments of this country come together and realize that inflation is, I don't know, maybe we're not, it's something that the government is not prioritizing. Inflation is the #1 topic in America. It is the #1 topic in the UK. It is the #1 topic in the Eurozone.
Question, Rotus.
Come on.
Question. Okay, so what would you expect to see the government do? Like, we had some news in today about Ghana buying gold, right? And they're saying that, okay, they want to make the cedi stronger and, you know, combat inflation at that. What would you expect to see Nigeria to do?
Nigeria has to prioritize jobs. Nigeria has to prioritize jobs. Every single person that is running for office right now needs to make jobs their #1 point of reference when they are coming to talk about office. And the government has to do what it can to make sure there are jobs across the nation. That is the singular focus for this. Look, Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chair, every time that man picks up a microphone that is the central bank governor of America, every time he talks, Sope, he's talking about the labor market and jobs. That is all he talks about. So every single, look, as I'm talking to you, Sope, good morning, jobs. Sope, good afternoon, jobs. Sope, good evening, jobs. Sope, good well, jobs. Happy birthday, jobs. Merry Christmas, jobs. Happy Easter, jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. When I'm eating food, when I'm sleeping, going to the gym, whatever you are doing, getting married, having children, school fees, Sope, job. We need to be obsessed with job growth in this nation. That is how you end these things that are happening. Look, by the way, my last point, I know we're out of time. The average Okada rider cannot afford an Okada. An Okada costs 500,000 naira or more. In fact, with inflation, it's now probably 750 to over 1 million. Private citizens in Lagos buy these Okadas and lease them out to these drivers and collect money from them. People should not forget that.
Rotus, the messages are in, and so many of them. I'm going to see what I can do within the 1.5 minutes we have. Okay, so Ben was actually asked a question. See if you can answer it like 20 seconds or less. Ben says, is there any way entrepreneurs can be encouraged to do something about their staff's take-home pay?
Cost of business has to come down. If you didn't have to pay some money for power, you'd have more money to pay your staff.
Okay, and Wale says more of what the state governments are doing in the Southeast. You cannot wait for the federal government. They will do nothing. So you have to take care of your people. That's Wale's opinion coming in. Whilst Benito says Rotus is on fire this morning and blowing the trumpet of the unsung heroes of the economy, the SMEs. Udoka says, Rotus sounds very passionate today. And yeah, there are a lot of Rotus is on fire messages. Ali coming in with that, saying also, I totally love it and I entirely agree with him. Dakwa Lawal says, Rotus, the federal government can't provide jobs alone. What are the Southeast local and state governments doing? Whilst Benga Kamu says, hold on, this message is okay. He says, don't burst a vein over Nigeria's problem. And Yinka Bolu says, but what's the essence of jobs when purchasing power is dwindling? I still maintain that we need strong price control mechanisms in place. If you provide jobs that pay 30,000 naira a month, what can 30,000 do? I spend that in a week. I think that, but you might not have the same lifestyle as others, but still. Austin from, oh, we've run out of time actually. But thank you to Austin. Thank you to EJ Gadi, Ogeno Chuko, Gilbert, EA, all of you that sent in messages that I couldn't read. Thank you so much for sending them in. Rotus,
thank you.
You're fire this morning. Incentivize them to send in all of these messages. So yeah, take it over to him on Twitter. Take it over to him on Twitter. He is at Rotancode. Okay, do that. Rotus, see you tomorrow. Hopefully the news will not make you.
Hopefully. Thanks, Shokwe. And thank you everybody for your messages. Thank you so much.
Okay.